Coming up on State of Events, a man opens fire in a church in what became the worst mass shooting in Texas history.
Take a look at how California gas taxes are reaching unprecedented numbers. Our breaking news coverage starts now.
And welcome to State of Events. I'm Gabby Gebhardt.
And I'm Veronica Kunzervong. Thanks for joining us. 26 people are dead after a gunman shot inside a rural Texas church on Sunday. The massacre took place in Sutherland Springs, about 30 miles southeast of San Antonio. Officials say 26-year-old Devin Patrick Kelly entered the First Baptist Church at around 12:30 and opened fire. Kelly was later found dead inside his vehicle about 8 miles from the church. The victims' ages range from 77 to as young as 18 months old. Nearly 20 people are also hospitalized. It's the deadliest mass shooting in a house of worship and in modern Texas history. So who was Devin Kelly? He served in the Air Force until he was discharged for allegedly assaulting his wife and child. Kelly transferred to Holloman Air Force Base in New Mexico from 2010 to 2012. He was demoted and received a bad conduct discharge. His motive is currently unclear, but he had family connections to the First Baptist Church. His mother-in-law attended the church and received threatening text messages from him. But while she wasn't killed in the shooting, Kelly's grandmother-in-law was.
And officials are looking for a suspect accused of killing a student near Concord's Olympic Continuation High School Monday afternoon. Police say the student was shot 2 blocks from campus by someone driving a black sedan. Apparently, they got out of the vehicle and approached a group near the school, shooting before the victim. The student made his way back to campus and was rushed to a hospital. He later died from his injuries. The school went on lockdown after the shooting. If you happen to have any information about the shooting, contact the Concord Police Department.
The San Francisco Police Commission voted on the use of taser electroshock weapons late Friday evening. The long 7-hour meeting ended with a 4-3 vote approval of the plan. Activists and critics of the police protested the commissioners' meeting, causing a temporary lockdown. The X26 model will not be used by officers until December 2018.
And San Francisco International Airport went into lockdown after a security breach around 3 p.m. Sunday. An unidentified male came from the exit side of the TSA checkpoint. The Mercury News reported the man looked like he left an item in security and searched around for it. The lockdown caused a nearly 45-minute delay for passengers in Terminal 2. American Airlines, Alaskan, and Virgin Airlines were all affected by the lockdown.
Officers are decked in full gear and in alert near the finish line of the New York Marathon. Concrete barriers and sand trucks are carefully placed in wake of last week's terrorist attack. Security is also heightened statewide. Governor Andrew Cuomo further says entry and exit points of the city, such as tunnels, bridges, and airports, will be monitored as well. State trooper presence doubled and the National Guard tripled. A heightened number of officers in uniform and regular clothing can be seen everywhere on the 26-mile track. With more than 50,000 runners, the police force is welcomed with open arms.
You know, and it's really great to hear that New York is taking these precautions to protect the civilians and the runners and all of that.
Especially during these times, like we really need to step up with the security too. So thank you guys for that.
Definitely. And you know, next on State of Events, all eyes are on President Trump as he makes his longest trip overseas to Asia.
And a look at the aftermath of the fires in Santa Rosa and how residents are working hard to restore their homes. More breaking news after the break.
Welcome back to State of Events. In Santa Rosa, those that were affected by the fires are working hard to clean up the debris. Upcoming rain could complicate the rebuilding process. Reporter Corinne Rivera has the update.
The fires in the North Bay are fully contained. The community is now dealing with an entirely new battle, rebuilding. Homeowners that lost everything are starting to clear the debris left from the fire. The process is very time-consuming and could be hazardous.
So phase one of this process is where DTSC with their local contractor PARC, P-A-R-C, they're going to go out in a couple of teams and they're going to survey all the sites for household hazardous waste, batteries, fuel drums, paints, things like
Local agencies are concerned with health and environmental issues resulting from the damage. A storm approaching the Bay Area later this week poses a threat of toxic runoff that will bring chemicals and ash from the burned structures into local streams. This runoff will eventually drain into the San Francisco Bay and could create continuous damage. Most of the lots here in Coffey Park have been reviewed by the Environmental Protection Agency, and all of the hazardous waste items have been removed. This is the first of many steps to rebuilding the community. In Santa Rosa, I'm Corinne Rivera, State of Events.
Thanks, Corinne. And while some may find the changing weather assuring for Northern California, victims of the North Bay fire don't. Many are still homeless and live in temporary housing. Winds up to 70 miles an hour blew the fire from Napa to Santa Rosa that night. Emotions are running high during these difficult times, and the upcoming rain makes it even more difficult to dig through the debris. One thing's for certain, the road to rebuilding continues.
And last week, temperatures in the Bay Area burned up.
Yes, they did.
For those wanting a wet winter, fear not. We have good news. The National Weather Service predicts rain is pouring its way to Northern California later this week. So grab those ponchos and umbrellas because the Bay Area expects 1 inch of rain on Wednesday evening. The South Bay expects less than an inch. Temperatures will remain in the 60s throughout the week and the 40s in the evenings. Enjoy the rain while it lasts because it should disappear by the weekend. And the recent gas tax increase is not sitting well with drivers. Reporter Tyler McKinney has the pump jump details. Hey, Tyler.
The frequent fluctuation in gas prices is nothing new to Californians. A gas tax increase took place November 1st, boosting the price of gas from about 30 cents a gallon to approximately 42. This jump at the pump is expected to cost the average California family up to $700 a year. That's enough to push some to take up bike riding. The state is looking to use the money to repair roads, highways, and bridges. But what does it mean for drivers who drive for a living?
It will take a little bit more out of your earnings because you're spending more on gas in the long runs.
At times like this, public transportation comes in handy.
Doors are opening. It's less expensive to just take the bus or walk.
I don't make that much money to get gas money all the time, so it's better and more convenient to ride around on BART.
California drivers are unhappy with the governor's decision. San Diego drivers are speaking out protesting the new gas tax. Republican leaders are working to repeal the gas hike on the November 2018 ballot.
This is the largest gas tax increase in state history. Drivers are very eager to see road and transportation improvements as promised by Governor Jerry Brown. In studio for State of Events, I'm Tyler McKinney. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks for that, Tyler. And here's some good news for teachers in San Francisco. You are getting a raise. The San Francisco School District reached a contract agreement with its teachers union on Saturday. The deal gives them an 11% raise over the next 3 years. It also offers an increase to a teacher's overall compensation by up to 16%. Superintendent Vincent Matthews says the raise is a financial stretch, but it is possible. And President Donald Trump sparked excitement on social media Monday. He met with Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe. The two are close allies in determining how to deal with conflict involving North Korea. The two stopped for lunch and were spotted dumping boxes of fish food into a koi pond. At first, Trump and Abe lightly tossed fish food into the pond. However, Trump was grinning from ear to ear and dumped the whole box of his fish food into the pond. Thank you, Mr. President, for fighting our enemies one fish at a time.
More like a squad at a time, right? And President Trump will seek to enlist Russian President Vladimir Putin during their second face-to-face meeting this week. Trump is on a mission to confront North Korea and hopes Putin will join. He said he expects the sit-down to happen during the Asia-Pacific Leaders Summit in Vietnam on Thursday.
And coming up on State of Events, get ready to nerd out on movies, comics, and video games with our entertainment roundup.
And we'll take a look at the World Series and how one team dodged a championship. Our coverage continues after this.
Personal growth, professional exposure. Child Family Health International. Let the world change you. For more info, visit cfhi.org.
And it seems comics and Disney have taken over entertainment. Here's Yasmin with this week's Entertainment Roundup.
Hey everyone, time for a nerdgasm. If you don't have Hulu, you better leech off someone who does, because Marvel's latest series is premiering on November 21st. Marvel's Runaways is about a diverse group of teens with powers and gadgets who fight against their supervillain parents. There's also a pet velociraptor. Speaking of Marvel, Thor Ragnarok made $121 million over the weekend. Marvel is now the only studio to have 3 movies in the same year open over $100 million. We'll see if DC can beat it with the release of Justice League on November 17th. Also releasing on November 17th is the highly anticipated video game Star Wars Battlefront 2 that takes place between Return of the Jedi and The Force Awakens. By the way, the Xbox One X releases today, including 70 enhanced games which will be released this week. In more local news, Aladdin, the hit Broadway musical, has arrived in San Francisco at the Orpheum Theater. Critics are calling it a surprise hit. And finally, the official cast of Disney's live-action The Lion King has been released and almost broke the internet when fans saw Beyoncé as Nala among other adored actors. I'm so excited. For more details, check out our website at sfsustateofevents.com. Back to you at the desk.
That cast lineup looks amazing.
Thanks, Yas.
Well, the World Series ended with a historic win. But how did San Francisco Giants fans feel about that?
The celebration couldn't wait in the locker room. But before, Carlos Correa won more than a trophy that night. He proposed to his girlfriend and she said yes. That's right, girl. Show off that ring. Congratulations to future Mr. and Mrs. Correa. We talked to Jesus Cabrera, an associate producer at ESPN in LA, who is from the Bay Area, to give us a little sense of what LA feels after losing the World Series.
The city of LA needs happiness right now. It's very tough to walk in the streets. I'm not a Dodgers fan, so I don't know the true feeling, but I can see reflected in their faces, in their eyes, the emotions that the World Series left in these fans.
After the game ended, the memes started appearing in social media, mainly coming from the San Francisco Giants fans. For example, the knock-knock joke, or having the Dodgers bragging about their playoffs, but Giants not caring. Also, Dodgers asking what's the trophy, or better yet, Giants showing off the ring and Dodgers not having one. Also, many people in San Francisco were celebrating the curse of the Dodgers.
Here's the ground ball! Oh! It's over! Yeah! Yes! Woo!
While in LA, well, yeah, many can imagine.
Very pleased to say that my team did make the World Series, but I'm more upset. I'm disappointed that we couldn't bring the championship back to LA. It's been close to 30 years, and I was born in '92, so I was trying to see my team win a World Series for the first time, and this is as far as I've ever seen them go. They went to Game 7, and very proud of that. But at the same time, it's disappointing. It's just sad to see them lose the way they went out. But they showed a lot of resiliency during the season, and we just came up a game short. Hats off to Houston.
Congratulations to Houston Astros for winning the World Series and your first trophy. I'm Lucia Cabrera, State of Events.
Well, congrats, Astros, and better luck next year, Dodgers. Museum lovers rejoice. The San Francisco D. Young Museum is free today. Tickets for the exhibition are normally $15, but the fee is waived on the first Tuesday of every month. Another plus, you do not have to be a local resident to get into the museum free. And also, it's located in Golden Gate Park.
free, huh? Free is good. Have you been there before?
I have, and it's definitely fun. You can look at some art, and you can grab a drink at the cafe, hang out, go with your friends, definitely.
Yeah, we should all go next time. We'll take your boyfriend along too.
We shall.
Well, thank you for tuning in to State of Events. We'll see you next time. I'm Veronique Kunzervong.
And I'm Gabby Gebhardt. Have a great day.